Good morning, it is Monday morning and our company is gone, the funeral is over, and we are ready to go back to normal, whatever normal is. But we've got some exciting stuff that we're gonna do today, and one of them includes this. Our seeds came, so I'll quick show you what's in there. But I'm gonna do a full video on what we're planning for our garden this year, so make sure you check that out too. I just finished filming our video about what we're doing for seeds. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you look for that. You guys probably wanna know how much we spent, and I may have told you in a previous vlog, but this was $121.57. Art did have to buy the seed starting mix and things like that, so that will definitely be factored into this. But Art and I have been talking about it, and we've always wanted to have a garden journal and some way to find out if it was really worth us putting the time and effort into a garden. So this year our plan is to weigh all of the food that we get out of the garden and find out, is it really worth the $121 that we spent on all these seeds? So definitely make sure you stay tuned for that. I'll probably incorporate that into my garden updates like I did last year, and we'll get a good idea if this is really worth it, because you know, $121 is a lot of money for a bunch of little green plants, but if we're pulling out hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars worth of food, it's totally worth it. I think some of the biggest money savers are, you can tell me if you think I'm wrong here, but the biggest money
I'll
savers
show you.
are going to be the peppers.
That, and then definitely the squash.
The squash and pumpkins.
And
tomatoes are expensive.
Right.
And eggplant are expensive.
It amazes me how expensive tomatoes are. They're so easy to grow, and they're so expensive in the store.
The squash,
and the squash
is super economical because it's prolific. You can put it in so many different foods, and if you can learn to like squash, you're saving a ton of money on your budget. And the last two things that are really expensive in the store will be broccoli and cauliflower, particularly cauliflower. I have a hard time finding cauliflower for less than $1.99 a head. Usually it's $2.99 or $3.99 a head. So one package of seeds, this was $3.65. I also had a coupon discount on it. That pays for one head of cauliflower. I can't remember. That pays for one head of cauliflower right there. So we'll see how we do. You know, gardening, any of you guys can do gardening anywhere. This can be done in containers. I mean, some of these plants, like, you probably wouldn't want to put pole beans in a container, but some of these plants grow really, really well on apartment balconies. Any place that you can get a good southern window or a lot of sun, you can grow these things. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, I can't do a garden because we don't have space, or I can't grow in the ground. You know, container gardening is very feasible, and there's lots of great things you can do with it. So I'm super excited. We're going to try to plant some of these today inside and get the garden going.
And John is going to do some gardening this year. I told him he's going to have his own plot of land. And what do you want to grow?
Butternut squash. Probably some peas and beans.
Okay. Mary might want her own plot too. I'm not sure. We might put those in our garden, because those need trellises.
How about lettuce?
Yeah, lettuces would be good for you.
And then could I have some winter squash? Tomato
You might be able to do that.
Which of the following?
Good job. Which one says 2?
A cry, a signal.
Which one says 3? Does that one say 3? There we go. Which one says 4? Excellent. What time is it, Lydia?
I do these first.
You may. Color 1/2 of each shape. Lydia's working on her school book, and this is Number Skills Arithmetic K5 by Abeka. If you guys are wondering what her book is, that's what she's working on. And Charity is working on her Abeka consumer math right now, and I just had to run over to my neighbor's house because he had a tax table that I didn't have, and she's working on doing taxes. Isn't that fun, Charity?
No.
No. Next year the kids are gonna crack down and do algebra, but this year I wanted to give them a little bit of a break. We've been doing some pretty advanced math, so I thought this year it'd be good to sort of review the basics and just go back. And so they're getting close to the end of that book for the year. We got a little bit behind because of Lillian being born, and I did not work as hard as I usually do with school, but we're getting caught up, and that's okay. You know, this is life, and that's the beauty of homeschooling. We can do it at the pace that works best for us. John is over there making faces. What are you working on, John?
Worldly wise.
You're getting near that, done with that one too, right?
Yeah.
And the girls over there are working on their ABC mouse. They love working. Look at those two over there working on it together. We're working on lunch right now, and everybody is eating or in the process, different stages of eating. I'm finished, but we're just trying to get back to normal because this is really the first day home with Art going to work. He's home now for lunch, and there's nobody, no company, no worrying about Auntie A. There's just like nothing. It's kind of strange. So we're just trying to sort of find our new normal because we don't have a normal. We haven't had a normal
in 6 months.
Months. But it's strange because I told Art, I feel like a chapter of my life is closed. I no longer have any elderly relatives on my mom's side. Or my dad's side. There's only my parents now. So it's like a chapter of our life, my life has been closed, and I don't know, it's kind of eerie.
Lily is very happy. Hello. Hello. Wanna look at yourself? Hello. Hello. How are you? Are you good? I wonder what's inside.
You know who it's from, Peter?
No.
It's from the lady who drew the books. This is what Jody actually drew.
That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
We got some. Here it comes. Whenever we open up a package, all the kids come flying in. Lydia undid her. She was doing her ABC mouse, and then she came over here.
Hi y'all, finally I'm sending along this baby gift for Lillian with some New York things for y'all to enjoy. There are 2 packages. This one has the baby blanks with the New York theme. You'll see the print, yellow taxi, hot dogs, and New York pretzels. Every hot dog stand sells these huge pretzels. I included 4. They are sold at the sidewalk hot dog stands. They pluck them with tongs, put them on a sheet of aluminum. They are soft and warm. Oh, look it, this is that snowstorm. I forgot you might like to see a winter scene in New York, although we only had 1 blizzard this year. Isn't that
Cool.
neat?
Can I see it again?
Sure, good.
Cool. New York City. We were close to New York
Not my
City.
neighborhood, but as you see, Radio City Music Hall. Look at the pretzels.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
See them?
This.
She said, look at what she said.
Oh, those things.
These are actual pretzels from New York City. She said,
Cool.
and she said,
You warm them up.
yeah, she said, warm them up in the oven.
These are absolute. Who could eat one of those?
Well, she figured a half for
Those are
each.
good. You put mustard on.
Okay.
Those things are.
Wow. Pete just went over to help my neighbor with some raking, and I am going to venture down into our basement, and I'm going to look at my plants. I don't know if I can get to them. In fact, I don't think I can get to them. I'll probably have to ask Art to get to them. Right there. Those 2 baskets are the ones that I keep on the front porch. They have geraniums in them, and I want to see if I can pull them upstairs and get them started for summertime. And this is all of the wood that was that was the wood that we pulled out of the boys' room. That was the flooring. I think that's going to go out to the barn as soon as we move the winter door. So I guess I'm not going to start that project quite yet. I'm not sure. I may go out to the barn and see if I can find my seed starting trays, because then I can start my tomatoes and peppers, because those really need to get moving. But I am absolutely pooped today. I really want to go and take a nap. Lillian's napping. The 2 little girls are napping. But I think I'm going to try to get a few other things done while they're napping, because it's so hard to get anything done when they're awake. So I'll just hope that Lillian takes a good night's sleep tonight. Last night she was up twice in the night, and I'm not totally surprised because 3 months is a growth spurt. And also over the past week, her nursing has been off kilter quite a bit because of the funeral, visiting Auntie A, and Art's parents being here. So I'm guessing she just needed that she needed that little bit of extra, and that's why she was up so much last night. But let me see. I think my trees are over here. Oh, this barn has gotten awful over the winter. All right, so here's my plugs over here. Let's see if these are gonna be doable or not. Let's see. We got one there. And got another one there. And then I just need the trays to go underneath these because they have all the holes on the bottom. Let's see, where are the trays? Where did you go, trays? I don't know. Look at this mess. It's awful. This is all construction debris because we didn't get a dumpster, so we're just slowly putting that in our trash each week. There's some more wallboard. I need my kiddos. Peter loves digging in here. There's more trays in there. That's a boot tray. That would fit one on there. I'll need one more though. Look, my blueberry's starting to get buds on it. Yay! I guess this tree made it for the winter. I have crocuses. Look at the crocuses right there. Maybe spring has truly sprung and no more winter storms. This blueberry bush actually looks really, really good. But these guys don't look so hot. That one or that one don't look quite so good. Charity sold some Etsy over the weekend, so we are heading over to the P.O. box and drop it off since we missed the mailman. A man was climbing up the water tower, and what song did that inspire John to sing? John, what song did that inspire you to sing?
Itsy bitsy spider.
It was funny thing is I was thinking it, but I didn't actually say it. But next thing I know, John starts singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider. You're just waiting for Art to come out. No, you. Oh, we got something in the P.O. box! Yay! We got something.
Yes, we did. Well, we've heard from her before. Pageland, South Carolina.
Oh.
I think it's a book.
Oh, we love books.
Let's see what we got here. And someone that Grandma knows too.
Oh, is it?
Yes, Rosa.
Oh, it's from Rosa.
Yeah.
What is it?
Stickers.
Stickers. Who wants to see this one?
I do.
Look at that, you have 5 little faces lined up. Okay. Here you go. This one's a good one for Lydia. Yeah, that's a good one for Charity. This one looks like it'd be good for Mary. There you go. Wait, kiddo, say thank you.
Stickers.
Now it's time for another Art Childhood Story Series. I don't think you guys have ever met any of my grandparents. My dad's parents both died before, well, not before I was born. My grandma died before I was born. And then my grandpa died very shortly after I was born, like maybe a week or two after. And after he had died, we got a letter in the mail that said he couldn't wait to go fishing with his new grandson. But obviously that did not happen, which is too bad. And then, let's see, my mom's parents. My grandma is still alive, but she's in poor health, and she's in a nursing home now. And she did come here a couple years ago. I can't remember if she was in the video or not, or if we were even vlogging at the time. So you may or may not have met her. I can't remember. And then my grandpa died several years ago. My grandpa was a very interesting character. Maybe I'll tell you more about him some other time. But let's see, that's who the story is about today. When I was about 7 years old, my mom went to a baby shower at my grandparents' church. And she brought the 3 kids along, my 2 sisters and me. And I was a little embarrassed to be with all those girls. So I was just kind of wandering around the church and just I didn't know what to do, but I was just wandering around. And I remember one of the places I went, there was a piano, and I kind of went behind the piano. And then someone came into the room, and then they started playing the piano. I don't think they knew I was there, so I was kind of standing there, kind of surprised and stunned and wondering what to do and hoping they wouldn't find me because they'd probably jump out of their skin if they found someone behind the piano. But anyway, somehow, I don't remember how, my grandpa found out about my predicament. And he came over to the church And he found me. At that point, I was not behind the piano anymore, or else he probably never would have found me. And then he said to me, "Hey, let's go do something." So we hopped into his truck, and then we drove around, and I don't remember exactly what we did, but I remember thinking that was so cool that I got to drive around with Grandpa while the girls are at their baby shower. And it was a lot more fun riding around with Grandpa than it was going to a baby shower. At least I thought so at the time. Now I'd probably be right in there at the baby shower with everybody else having a good time, but anyway, that was a long time ago when I was little. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you tomorrow.